What makes you such a good fighter?
I don't know, I'm just curious about it. It's never, I mean, it's in my head 24/7. There's nothing else I can think of. I don't think about nothing else. And that's it, I'm just curiously fascinated with it, and I can't stop thinking about it. Everything I do in my life is related to this. I don't do nothing else if it's not got to do with fighting. You know what I mean? And that is why, you know what I mean? To be truly good at something, all you've got to do is show up.
Is that not unhealthy?
I don't know. Do I look unhealthy? Take a look at this physique. I'm in phenomenal shape, in body and mind. To me, what's unhealthy is living an unhealthy life. To me, what's unhealthy is getting up and going through the same day, every day of your life, 9 to 5, in an office or in a... You know what I mean? That's unhealthy. That beats your mind. I don't work. I love what I do. And that's why I'm doing what I love. You know what I mean? That's why it's become a career for me, because I love it. I love what I do. So, I don't think it's unhealthy. I feel good in my mind. I mean, it's my life. I'm enjoying the fruits of my hard work. Nobody works harder than me inside the octagon, outside the octagon. I am a workhorse, so I'm going to enjoy the benefits of this life. I'm going to get myself a big mansion in Las Vegas. I'm going to get the soft top cars. I'm going to bring my whole team out. I'm going to spoil them and give them this life. Big steaks that size, we're eating every single night each. We're eating good, we're living good. It's human nature. Some people will sit and take positivity from that. They will look at that and take inspiration and inspire. It will inspire them to go and push for that. Others will shell up and critique it and be negative towards it. But one thing is for sure, those people will stay where they are. The people who take inspiration from it will rise up and also one day experience that life. So this is human nature. Some go one way, some go the other way. But I am enjoying my money, my hard-earned money that I have dedicated my life to. I was always getting pestered. What are you doing with your life? You're doing this, doing that. They didn't know what it was. They didn't know what MMA was. They didn't know what none of this. They didn't know I could make a career out of it. As far as they were concerned, my man and dad I'm talking about. As far as they were concerned, I was just getting into a cage and fighting with some other guy. They didn't know nothing about it. No one did really, but I knew. You know what I mean? I knew. But and then I ended up getting a trade just to keep them quiet. Because I used to have a lot of fights with my dad.
What trade did you get?
I ended up getting a trade as a plumber. Literally up in the back arse of nowhere, up in the Wicklow Mountains. And funny enough, that site was one of the biggest sites in Europe. Kilternan. It was right at that skiing place. Huge. And now it's just abandoned. Now it's just deserted. So I used to go up there 5 o'clock in the morning. I was on that M50. I used to have to walk to the N4. About half an hour from my house, wait for some Limerick guy that I didn't even know. He'd drive on the M4 and I'd have to flag him down. Nightmare, yeah. 2 hours down on the M50, 2 hours back. Literally 14-hour days, and I was the first year, so I had to go and do everything. I had to go to the shop. I had to go and get this and get that. So I always had trouble with that, and I was like, this isn't for me. This is not for me.
How long did you last?
I lasted 18 months doing it. But it was tough, you know. It wasn't the life for me, you know what I mean. And then John said, because I was training with John as well at the time, and then John got in touch and says, I have a show. I'm running a show. I'd like to fight on it. And then that was it. I just packed it in, didn't show up. My dad used to come in and punch the head out of me and like try and drag me out of bed, and I just wouldn't go. You know what I mean? I had an uproar for a good few years with him over, but and that was it. I just packed it in, quit, and then focused on training. And I knew what was going to happen. I knew I was going to get here. They didn't. There was a lot of stressful years. You know what I mean? A lot of tough times. But I proved them wrong. I proved myself right. I cannot put one thing what I'm enjoying. I just love this life that I have created. I love this business. I enjoy work. I don't want to be anywhere else but here. So every day I am enjoying myself. I wake up every day, I pinch myself. You want to see the room I'm sleeping in, you want to see the bed I'm sleeping in, you want to see the home that I am living in. There's an elevator in the home. So I'm on the 3rd floor and I go out, click the button, and it goes from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor. I open up the elevator and I go and eat some breakfast, and then we go stretch out in the sun, and we have a big pool, a jacuzzi. Look, I'm just enjoying the fruits of my hard work. Gratitude is one of the most strongest forms of power in attracting good things. You know, know, if you truly feel grateful for the things in your life, I always felt grateful for even the small things. I always used to celebrate the small things. Now I might be celebrating the bigger things, but I always celebrate every little good thing that would happen to me in my life. Even before I had any kind of money or any of that, I would celebrate and I would feel grateful for it, and it just gave me more. And this is exactly the same thing that's happening right now. I still remain grateful, and more comes.
Good morning, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. Just drop a 111 if you can see my screen, or maybe just a thumbs up. Everything good, so I know you can hear me, you can see me, and of course you can also see my screen. Yes, I see a one coming in. Amazing. Great. Yeah, like you guys know, I like to start my session with a small motivational video. I really like these kind of videos because it's always a beautiful way to see these people who really made it in life doing exactly the same things that we are preaching here, all right? If you see what he was talking about, he was talking about gratitude at the end here, that it's the most powerful energy you can put out in the world to attract good, to be grateful with what you're already having, the small wins, the big wins. Doesn't matter if you're even rock bottom right now, you still should be grateful for the position you are in, because you are putting yourself open to attract even bigger things in your life. Okay, and I just love to see that a person like Conor McGregor is preaching these things also. It means we are doing things correctly, right? Also, the way he looks, or the way he was already talking and thinking without even being at the position he is today, he saw it already. He was already that successful MMA fighter. He was already that, one of the richest sporters out there without even being there, all right? And that's what I want to say to you also today. If you want to achieve something, you will have to see yourself already in that position, even if you're not already there, all right? You will open up yourself to opportunities to get where you want to go, just because you're visualizing yourself being in that position, all right? That's such an important thing. That's all of mindset things that can really help you go through everything you're going through today. All right, good. But enough about that. Let's just dive into the charts from last week. Like you guys know, we come here every single week. Every single week we review the charts from the past week, and of course we make some new charts for today. And again, what a week it has been. All right, I'm only 1 week, 1 day a week on the public sessions on my YouTube channel and so on. And damn, what kind of trades we are getting here. All right, waiting for the last 0.5% to pass my FTMO challenge. Let's go. The 0.5%, the last ones, to be honest, these are the hardest. Because you want it so bad. You're expecting the market to give you that 0.5%, but please don't fall in these traps. Make sure to just keep in line with your plan, and make sure you follow your risk management. These are really important things when you come down to this phase. It's nice to know for everyone here also on the session, people who are watching the recording. So if you are there with your challenges and you're getting at that last part, sometimes it's getting harder because you want it so bad, all right? So you change a little bit in mindset, you start to expect things from the market, and then there is a possibility you will make maybe a mistake, all right? But don't let that get you down. Of course, congratulations, first of all, with already getting this far. A lot of people don't even get there, all right? So, Christophe, let's get it. 0.5% to go. We will see. Maybe this week, maybe next week. Don't be too impatient. Just let the market do his thing. Good. Let's dive straight in, all right? Let's go over the price traps we had from last week, because we did have some good opportunities, right? Last week, I had ADJPY. When we were on the sessions, the market was already breaking out and we were waiting for that retest. I warned you guys about this demand zone, that this could be a very interesting zone to look at to find yourself some buying opportunities. And that's exactly what the market did. All right. Still 2 trades running from yesterday, so it can happen every moment now. Let's go. Amazing. So good. What do we see here? Pretty simple. Market breaks out, comes back for the retest, and what we simply always do is following the trending direction. Okay, so what do we see? We see the market creating higher highs every single time and higher lows every single time. As long as the market keeps respecting that, we can expect the market to keep rising. Okay, and that's exactly what we have seen. Market broke out on that price trap from Wednesday, came back for the retest, and then moved higher again. Okay, once we came back for that second retest, market dropped down lower, starts breaking structure, and look where it goes. All right, it starts to drop pretty fast and pretty low. Okay, and that's just the beauty of market structure, the beauty of the basic principles when it comes down to trading. Okay, you have different opportunities to react on that. I keep getting that question: the entry, what are you with your entry? How are you entering, and that kind of stuff. To be honest, there are so many different ways to react on price traps. You can go FIB levels, you can go supply demand, you can go imbalances, you can go price action, you can go candlestick patterns, you can use indicators. Find yourself a kind of personal way of reacting on this, but just keep the framework, like the basics, the high, the lows, the traps, the breakouts, the retests. As long as you stick to that, you will see how amazing the strategy can be for you. All right. Remember, I'm just here to give you educational knowledge, or to give you education, and not any kind of financial advice that I'm saying you have to buy this or sell that. Now, I'm not in that position for that. And most importantly, I haven't been sharing live setups also. Pretty simple, because I want to make you guys independent so you can get into the charts and find these things for yourself. Okay, good. So that's for ADJPY. Another beautiful 1-on-3 opportunity. Depends a little bit where your entry was. It was a 15 pip, 45 pip take profit possibility. If I go back a little, you see 82 pips run. That's already 1-on-6 almost. So yeah, amazing, right? Let's go to the next one. ADUSD. Again, what have we seen? It was a pretty long consolidation, right? So if we go back to Wednesday, let's first go through, of course, what happened first. So this was Wednesday, 8 a.m. There we go. We were around this price, this time of price. Market broke out to the upside, came back for the retest, but didn't fully respect that breakout, right? What immediately is visible is that the market is attacking this low. You see how lower this gets below this candle closure. This was already a small sign that the market could potentially go to the downside. Okay, if you reacted on this buy and took a stop loss, don't worry, right? There's something important you need to know. If your risk management is on point, if you're using good risk to reward, with a strong trading plan, you will see that you don't need to have winning trades a lot of times. You can even go with a 50% win rate, so 5 out of 10 of your trades goes correctly, and still be profitable. If you go 1-on-3, of course, all right? If you go 1-on-2, you will stay break even. Do the math yourself. Just write down 10 trades. You won 5 and you lost 5. If you have a 1-on-3 risk to reward, you lost 5%, and the other 5 trades were winners. So every time again, 3%, which makes it a 15% win minus the 5% you lost is still a 10% win. All right. So please keep that in mind. Okay. By knowing that, by being aware of that, you will always stick to your plan and never go above your risk management rules. Good. So what do we see next? We see the market breaking to the downside. So after that breakout to the upside, of course, we still have our support zone. We break to the downside. We come back higher. We reject massively. Go to the 30-minute. Look at that. Market is really giving that price action there. Look at this evening star, excuse me. And then the market just takes off. 10 pips stop, maybe 15 pips if you want to give the market a little bit more room. But we went for 70 pips to the downside. So if you went for a 10 pip, it's a 1-on-7. If you went for 15 pips, it was a 1-on-5, almost a 1-on-5. All right. So another one. This is just insane. By coming here one time a week, giving you these beautiful ideas, and market is doing some crazy shit with it. Excuse the language. This was gone before I knew it. What did you think about 80 Canadian? I have yesterday 3-on-1 risk reward, but now we are back. Feb, we have evening star 50-minute engulfing. Let me check. I need to see the charts. Whew. To be honest, to be completely honest, I don't like what I'm seeing here because the charts in general. So if I go back to my own trading view and you watch, for example, the opportunities we were looking at last week, you see how clean of a structure we have. You see how the market is really like creating lows, creating highs, creating lower lows, creating lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? We have a real clean chart. Don't look at this. Like I'm really talking about this part of the chart, okay? If you now open up 80 Canadian, does this really look like a good chart to be reacting on? That's the first part, right? If you want to focus or if you want to trade price trap, the very first thing you want to really focus on is the price trap itself. Okay. I know it is a very clear resistance zone and a very clear support zone. That's true. I know. But look for how long we are consolidating already. And that's something I really don't like to see here. All right. The first breakout retest, you reacted beautifully. Like you can see, you got to break even, or is this a take profit? I think you got to take profit, right? So just be happy with it, walk away and go for another price trap. That's what I would say with this one right now, because you're trying to sell off a top that is tested for 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth time already. So chances are very high market will go through this. Let's go. This was Tuesday morning, so before the session last week. Let me first do the replay. Yeah, there we go. 80 Canadian. This was... No, you did it yesterday, right? This was yesterday, but you made the trap 25? Yeah, I see. Oh, of course, like I say, we do have beautiful structure, but I had the same price trap. I gotta be honest in that, of course, because look at that structure. You cannot ignore that. But the moment it took too long for me, like a week after that, I was like, let's just move to the next ones. Let's just move to the cleaner price traps with some clean structure, right? Yeah, that's just what I would do with this one. Good. Let's move on because we have more price traps to review from last week. So Euro USD broke out, came back for the retest, made some price action right over here. If you went for 15 pips stop, market didn't even go for 20 pips, or yeah, it went for 30 pips. So a risk-free was possible, but I can imagine people went with higher stop losses because of that wick. So this could be a stop loss, all right? This was very possible that this was a stop loss here on Euro USD. But yeah, we just saw 2 take profits, 1 stop loss. So still a beautiful profit, right? If we take a look at Euro Pound, we had the breakout. We came back for the retest. And at this point, I told you guys, wait for the market to slow down. We are way too bullish at this point, okay? And that's exactly what we have seen. Okay, my line started here, but it was basically what I meant was right over here. Oh, let me just move this away. This was what I was looking for, right? Oh, man. And that's exactly what happened. Market went a little higher, slowed down in price, created price action, and then you had so much opportunity to react on this. But really so much. Look at this engulfing. Come on. 15-minute. Look at that. Engulfing. Looks like market was really showing you like, hey, I want to go down. Beautiful. 15 pip stop, 45 pip take profit, 1 on 3, another one. Almost starting to sound like DJ Khaled. Another one. All right. So 3 take profits, 1 stop loss. Second stop loss, GCAP. Broke out, came back through retest. Didn't really give that good price action, but all right, we have an evening star here. 50-minute time frame, engulfing candle. So another stop loss, 2 stop losses, 3 take profits. Look at that. We're almost getting at that 50% win rate I was talking about. Here, same thing. GJ didn't respect anything from what I drew. So imagine you took a stop loss again on this one. I'm not going to even talk about it because look at that. We broke to the downside. Not really the most convincing. If you are here with price trap for a long time, we didn't really break, right? we respected this massive demand zone. So we went higher, broke out, and didn't even respect the breakout to the upside. So let's just say that this was stop loss 50-50, 3 stop losses, 3 take profits, right? Then we have NZD Canadian. Next one, we broke up to the upside. We came back all the way down to the lows. We never had any price action in between. The price action only started here down on the lows. All right. Depends a little bit on your entry, on your stop loss, how big of a stop loss you used, how high your entry was. If this was a take profit or not. But let's just say that this was a break even because the market didn't even go like, yeah, we went 24 pips in profit. If you had 8 pip stop, of course this was a take profit. But if you went for 10 pip stop, which is understandable because if you went below this low for a 10 pip, that's fine. But this should be break even, right? Okay, so that's the next one. That's for NZD Canadian. We did get a good breakout retest here. This was also a price trap on the other sessions I'm giving during the week. Yes, that was it. That was from yesterday, I think, or the day before. Yeah, Monday morning. Beautiful idea. Market retested, went all the way down to 70 pips. Alrighty. So that's for NZD Canadian. Then we have NZD JPY. Yeah, of course, if we have a take profit on AUD JPY, the chances are high we are also taking a profit on NZD JPY. Why? Because they are correlated. AUD and NZD already moves pretty much the same. I'm not going to say it's moving exactly the same, but pretty much, right? So what have we seen here? Market breaks out, comes back for the retest, gives us some beautiful price action on the lows. Of course, if you reacted already on this point, you had one stop loss, but then after that, market just did some beautiful things, right? We did get price action. You had so many opportunities to react on that with an 80 pip potential, which gives you another 1 on 5 risk to reward. I'm only talking 1 on 3s here, but there's always more than just that 1 on 3. But that's 100% your own choice. If you want to leave it running, if you want to go for higher risk to rewards, yes or no. So if we go back to the counting, we have 3 take profits, 3 stop losses, 4 take profits, right? Let's move on and 1 break even. Canadian CHF. Here we had good price action. I was personally also looking to buy this, but it just didn't respect. The moment we saw this drop and we were getting below these lows, I just left it alone, of course, okay? But here, this was, of course, a stop loss opportunity. So again, 4 on 4, 50% win rate, okay? And then we have gold, last one. Yeah, this was pretty hard. I'm not going to even count this as a take profit because this went so fast. I talked to you about this high. I wanted to see the market create at least an equal high before I was interested in buying. That were the words I was talking last week. And this is exactly what we have seen. So market broke above this high, came back for the retest. But like I said, this went so fast. I personally missed it also because it went way too fast. I didn't have any price action. I didn't have any confirmations that I used personally to really react here on gold. Even on the 5 minutes, it was hard to react on this. It went so fast. Sometimes it happens. This happens. Don't FOMO yourself in the charts if you have a situation like this. Just leave the markets alone, let it run, okay? It's good that you had the direction, you were right about the breakout and retest, but you didn't have the opportunity to react on that. That's not a problem. That's the way of trading, right? You will miss some, you will lose some, you will win some. That's just how it is, okay? That's it, right? So we have, let me think, I think it was 4 on 4, right? So 50% win rate. I was just saying 50% and it's exactly like it is. So if you now talk about 1 on 3 risk to rewards, again, if you lose 5, you're minus 5. If you win 5, every trade has 3% profit. So 5 times 3 times 5 is of course 15 minus the 5 you lost is still 10% profit, guys. Only 1 day a week, only a few price traps. Insane, just insane. Let this sink in and be awake. That's what I want to say about this. Okay, so good. Let's move on and see if we have some price traps for today. If you have personally some price traps for the people who are following live right now, let me know in the chat. Always nice to see how you guys are trapping the charts, or if you have any opportunities, or if you're looking at any pairs for today. The very first one I would be trapping is, of course, gold is showing us some very good price action. Let's see. if we can do something with it, because gold lately is just flying. It doesn't give too much opportunities. It's just moving higher and higher. So let's see if we can have an opportunity on this beautiful price traps, yes or no. Good. Let's see what we have. So 80 Canadian, I'm leaving it alone. Like you guys know, I just told you guys about why. Same thing for 80 NZD. We don't have that clean structure. We don't have these clean price traps. 80 NZD was a beautiful opportunity last week. We had the breakout, we had to retest, market went higher. Now we are back for a retest, but doesn't look like it's going to be respecting this one. Pretty hard here. Let's see. I'm going to trap it like this. Euro JPY, almost there. Let me just finish Euro USD. So I'm going to trap it like this, but it's very important. When we have a breakout to the downside, we have the same scenario we had like gold. So if we break down, I want to see the market at least creating these equal lows, at least, all right? So of course, best case scenario is that we really break through. So we are more confident about the downside, okay? But I want to see at least that equal low. I'm going to leave this on the chart so we can see how it happens or how it played out next week. Euro AUD, look at that. Oh, I missed this one completely. I didn't even trap it. Breakout, retest, boom. The power of a high and a low. Insane. We also had this one. Breakout, retest, boom. You gotta love this strategy, right? I really, really do. When I found out of this, when I was using this for the first time, I was like, what I've been doing all this time? I was searching for, I don't know what, all these different indicators, all these different equal highs, equal lows, sweeps, blah, blah, blah. You just need highs and lows. The market moves from highs to lows. Yeah, I'm gonna wait with my alerts. The power of the subconscious is back there. So you were looking for Euro JPY. Let me check. I'll get on my own charts so I have a clear view. Now, the thing is, to be honest, this is the structure, the last point of structure. Let's just talk about trending markets, right? High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So these are the two last point of structures that needs to get respected to keep following the downside. So what have we seen now? We have seen the breakout and now we are retesting. So this could be very interesting. Simply following structure, right? It's not bad that you took this low, of course not, because this is the next low we want to see the market breaking to follow up that downtrend. But I would be focusing right now on this. This could be very, very interesting. See something. Ooh. Okay. We gotta pay attention here. This could be for every moment. What's 4 hours saying? Okay. Went back. Good. All right. This is looking interesting. Euro JPY. Let's see if we can respect this to the downside, yes or no, because we have a lot of equal lows here, and a lot of times the market loves to take out these equal lows, and we didn't take it out with this one, so interesting. Good. Euro NZD, nope. So good idea on Euro JPY, but you just missed out on like following that trending movement, same like we have seen here. So the low, we create a lower low, go lower high, boom, right? We are pretty much consolidating, so it is risky, but I do like the structure. I do like it. Same situation, but not that clean of a chart, so I'm gonna move away from it. The moment I get a doubt about a chart, I just move on. Nasty charts, come on. Remember, we are at the beginning of a month, all right? Always, the beginning of the month is very important. Why? I'm asking you, why? Why is it important? Especially today and this Friday. Man, is it really the only price drops we will get? Okay, this one here. Not necessarily the trend of the month. It's just two news events we have that could really shake up the whole. Look at that. Euro CHF, of course, Euro CHF from yesterday. Congrats on catching that one. No, we have two important news events, but I will go over that in a moment. So you guys know what to look for when it comes down to Forex Factory. There we go, CHF JPY, beautiful structure, very easy structure. We can go both sides, of course, preferably to the upside, so we can follow that uptrend. But of course, if we go down, and I will follow. Okay, but do watch out. Again, we have some strong demand sitting here. Okay, good. That's it. Nah. How much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all right. With if you can take 1, 2, or 3 take profits out of this, you're done, right? Even one take profit a week. Come on, if you're risking 1%, 3% a week, a lot of people would sign for this. Remember, this is 12% a month. Yeah, messy, but good structure. I'm gonna draw it. Let's see. Let's just use it, even if it's just for education. Let's just draw this one. I do like the structure. It's not the cleanest trend, which I don't really like, which I know that the market or that it is a higher risk, but I do like the structure, right? We already react on this demand. So if we go lower, we are breaking it, or we are at least making equal lows. And if we go to the upside, yeah, we can just follow. Let's see. Let's see. But I think that will be it. You could trap G-Chef, definitely. Definitely. Look at this. What a strong structure. Ooh. But this is almost a daily price trap, right? Look at that. Nasty, nasty. That's CHF. I didn't trade CHF for a long time, and that's exactly the reason. But yeah, I do like some CHF pairs. So for example, NZD CHF is a nice one, but right now we don't have anything on this. NZD JPY, we could potentially wait for the retest to go higher again, but then we are going against this major move. Nah, let me just leave it alone. I think I'm gonna just leave it like this for today. Yes, that will be it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 price traps. It's okay. It's okay. It's not a lot, but it's also enough. Okay. So Euro JPY, pay attention. This could be for every single moment here. And then we have all the rest. Okay, that's good. I do see a price trap coming into the chat. That's gold. That's your second one. Yeah, you gotta pay attention there with gold because I trapped it all the way, but what I see personally is really the market attacking the lows, creating lower highs. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. It can still respect to the upside, of course, but this is giving me bearish signals. And Euro CHF was the other one. Yeah, but that's good. There you're good. Still bullish. Gotta pay attention with this low that is broken, but we respect this demand so beautiful. Stop profit is in place, so no worries. Of course, of course. Risk management is key. Good. So let's check the news. The last thing, where we have the ADP non-farm employment change today at 2:15. This is like the front runner of NFP. So please be careful, okay? This could impact pretty strong. What's impacting even bigger is this one here. Mr. Trump is speaking again at 10 p.m. today. So please be aware, this could impact massively, all right? We have the CPI on CHF, which is also a very strong news event at 8:30 tomorrow. Unemployment claims on USD, which is also a very strong event. The other ones that I'm skipping is not that big or that important. We also have the ICM, but this is not too important. If we are talking about unemployment claims, this is way bigger. And then we have this one, and that's really what I wanted to show you guys. We have the NFP followed by Mr. Powell himself speaking, okay? So this is going to be massive, but I'm very excited for this. Why? If we went through the charts, I'm not a news trader. Definitely not. So I'm not going to react on news itself, but I'm aware of it, and I know once this is coming, I want to go risk-free. I want to take partials or even close out in drawdown if these kind of news events are popping up, all right? But why I do like this is because if you look at, for example, the G-shaft, this was so ugly, I can remember. This one here, look at this ugly chart. There's a very high chance that we will finally have the massive breakout during that news and create finally some better structure and then have new price traps again. This happens so many times. Just go back in the past and see it. If we have like these ugly, sloppy markets, mostly of the time, big news events break through these sloppy markets and starts creating that new structure. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this Friday so we can have some clean new charts, okay? Last but not least, I'm going to go over the cryptos because I've been talking about the cryptos also on every single session to close off the sessions. And last Wednesday we were at this point, right? So we were in the supply zone and I was talking to you guys. There's a very high chance we will be respecting this and we will go lower. And that's exactly what we have seen, okay? I've also showed you guys that this low would be very important. If we would respect this, there was a very high chance we would go higher and start to break structure to maybe create the new bull run, all right? Or the new bull push to the higher levels. But at this moment, this scenario isn't happening. Which scenario is happening? We are breaking through lows, we are retesting these lows, and now we are moving down again. So there's a very high chance if we go now to the daily time frame. Of course, we can go a little higher here to fill up the imbalance, but doesn't necessarily has to do this. But the next things I would be paying attention at is, of course, the next lows. So we have a low right over here and a low right over here. If we can break through that, yes or no. If we can break through this, we are definitely going lower to 74.70. If we do not break this, we still have chance to start breaking the highs again, okay? But that's, of course, a waiting game. We cannot wait this. We cannot know this up front. I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot see the future. I just follow this up day by day. For the people who are following me for years already, you know that. I follow this up day by day, and every single day the structure is showing me what we can expect for the next couple of days, all right? Not for the next weeks or months, but a couple of days. That's the kind of way I personally look at Bitcoin, and that's also the way I love to look at crypto and Bitcoin. I've been doing this since the market was down here, somewhere down here, 2019, 2020. This is when I started really following up day by day. Okay, so I'm here for a pretty long time already. For Ethereum, of course, I've also had this chart here. Look exactly doing what I expected. If we respected this, we could go higher. We didn't respect, we break through this. So we can expect that retest to go even lower, all right? There are still some zones open for Ethereum, so we can still go lower for Ethereum. And then I'm talking about 1,600, 1,650, somewhere around that is definitely still possible. We shall see, of course, what will happen in the next couple of days. when it comes down to crypto. We are at some important levels, especially if we talk about Ethereum. We are very low in price. So yeah, good opportunities, of course, but we cannot break through that. That wouldn't be good. All right. Total market cap exactly the same. I'm waiting for that. Look at that. Almost followed my arrows exactly. So same thing like Bitcoin, the total market, looking for something like that. The others, so the alts, I wanted to see the break, the highs, and then maybe have the bullish structure again, but that's not happening yet. All right, so we have a new high here that we can pay attention at for the breakout of these highs and maybe create some bullish price action. Okay, same for the dominance, waiting for the breakouts. We have a new low there. There we go. And then we have, of course, the Ethereum Bitcoin charts, which is also one that I'm following up, and still no bullish structure. All right, so still waiting for the highs to get broken before we can even talk about a bullish structure again and maybe alt season. But at this moment, in my opinion, crypto is very boring. We are really like, yeah, Euro JPY is dropping. Let's go. Told you, this could be for every moment. I hope you were paying attention here. Look at that. Amazing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful engulfing. 30-minute. Come on. Price trap, you know. Starting the day strong. Good, but I'm gonna leave it with this for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Are there any questions? Let me know in the chat box if you have any questions. Let's use these last 5 minutes to go over any questions you have. Maybe you don't have questions. Maybe everything is clear. That's also possible. And if you're watching this recording and you do have questions, ask them. You can go into the channels and ask me over there. I will always be open and ready to help you as good as possible with your questions. Okay. Pretty big stop though, but yeah, the lows are around the 103. So let's see where this gets. Good. I don't see any questions coming in. Nope. So I'm gonna close it off. Of course, you can find the recording here. I wanted to show you one more time. Here you have my channel, Mr.Pricetrap. You can simply find me there. Having all the videos there. All right. Every single week it will be uploaded. Where you can find every single price trap that I showed. You can even go to 1 year ago. 1 year ago, I started this YouTube channel. Already longer than 1 year ago, but every single video is on here. All right, there is a lot of stuff you can go through and just keep on watching it. In my opinion, this is the best thing you can do because you will train your eyes, you will get better at it, you will create like an automation in making your price traps. Yeah, the more you will do it, the easier it will become for you. Okay, so good. Thank you all for being here. I wish you all a beautiful day. We see each other back next week. Next week on Wednesday, we have a very new morning session where we will go over all the price traps, of course, like I did today, and make some new price traps for the coming week. Okay, with pleasure. Always here with a lot of gratitude that I'm able to do this. All right, so thank you all for being here. Wish you the best, and we'll see each other very soon again. Ciao, ciao.